Welcome back to Watch the Booker Man, and while I wanted to get straight into the show for this event, we've got backstage incidents again, and given the two people it's involving, I'm expecting them to be negative backstage incidents. This one I can only assume is Mick Foley taking Lio Rush to wrestle court. He was accused of making a mess and not cleaning it up. He had to buy drinks for everybody, so again, sort of the locker room policing itself I'm happy with. Don't have to get involved with something like that. Mick Foley doing a great job as the locker room leader, having positive effects on Lio Rush and on Enzo Amore, and there was somebody else who I forget now. Ryback was caught smoking. This is apparently against my locker room rules. I don't remember saying that, but it must have been the default. I don't care, to be honest. I'm not going to say no action. Slap on the wrist. I assume he was doing it inside for him to be caught, so don't smoke inside, Ryback. Let's get into the show. For the first time with this show, we open with somebody other than Kurt Angle coming out because Ethan Carter sort of jumps the gun as Kurt Angle is being introduced. Ethan comes out instead. He says he don't want to hear from Kurt Angle. Everybody's heard from Kurt Angle week after week after week. Instead, he wants to talk about this main event. He isn't clear to compete and he won't be wrestling tonight, but he is taking the gold home because he has found the perfect representative for him to join that main event. Kurt Angle does eventually come out and he says that the match is full. There is no space for Ethan Carter's guy, so he can go to the back, he can get lost, he can go home for all he cares, because Ethan Carter will not be getting his hands on that Hero of Australia Championship at the end of the night. So it's a really good segment. I think possibly the best segment we've seen so far. I don't remember seeing one as high as that. Continuing the storyline, of course, and the performance of Kurt Angle was good. Carter improvised well. Commentary even giving it a boost. The crowd gets hot. An absolutely brilliant start to the show. A show that I've got a very good feeling about actually compared to previous episodes, and I do think this is going to be our best show yet, definitely. I don't think did I put the title on the line? I guess we're just going to have to go through it, and if not, I'll have to add it post-show. Gallows and Anderson defeat Hawkins and Ryder in 15 minutes and 7 in a hardcore falls count anywhere, and it is Hawkins who ends up isolated in the ring. Gallows and Anderson picking up the win following a spine buster. Zack Ryder again standing out as he always does. Carl Anderson also doing well, but that is the end of their little rivalry really, and the Good Brothers pick up the victory, put the wrong team celebrating. So after the match we instead focus on the downbeat and upset Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, and the idea just being that, I mean, it should be Gallows and Anderson on screen, so I don't even know what. Just maybe that Zack Ryder can potentially do better than Kurt Hawkins is actually the idea that we're going with. Both times that they've lost, Kurt Hawkins has been the one pinned, and maybe Zack Ryder has his eye on that top title. Yeah, something like that. We then get a recap on the screen just of Foley cutting the promo, introducing the title. He tried to put it over as much as he could when he spoke about that title match that will take place later tonight. The first ever champion crowned in the company history. Victor and Connor make their second appearance and can't pick up a victory as the match goes to a draw, the match descending into chaos when those essential superstars, that 4-person stable, came and attacked them all. I didn't actually put that in the notes because it would have put me over the 10 notes, I think. So instead we just had them cut a promo after the match. Maria and Mike Kanellis speaking, again Mike doing a bad job, again Maria doing a good job, so perhaps in future just rate it on Maria's entertainment, but she just puts over the fact that they've got strength in numbers, they're the dominant force in this company, and Mike Bennett will leave tonight as the hero of Australia. They're just hamming that up. As much heel heat we can get for them, because they are a group who have been put together simply because I think they can all get people to hate them in their own unique ways with their personalities. Crazy Mary Dobson picks up a win over Erica Reed. She's back to winning ways after a couple of difficult weeks, and she gets the exact same rating as Erica Reed. We end the first hour with Mick Foley coming to the ring, and he unveils the title, the Hero of Australia title that we've had made. A beautiful title, I'm sure. No expense spared, and he promotes the main event further. We're again just exploiting that Mick Foley can cut a good promo. I think he can cut better promos than that, but obviously he's not as over here as he is in the US. That's just how it is, but the commentary doing well, and it continues to add heat to the storylines, and that's what we need, because if we can get those storylines to about 52 heat, then they are definitely going to be good enough, and we're definitely going to be in a position to not have that negative note at the end of the show. We then get a little bit of comeuppance for the members of the Essential Superstars stable, as Enzo and Lio Rush, two little annoying runts is basically their gimmick. They're defeated by Slater and Rhino, who are much more fan favourites, hard-working, blue-collar guys, and they put in decent performances. Leo Rush doing quite well, actually. Enzo Amore letting the side down a bit, but he is, of course, more of an entertainment promo guy than he is an in-ring guy, and those two stand tall in the ring. We get a lack of anything interesting happening, so that's a 5-minute set. I didn't want that to be 5 minutes. I must have just left it at the default 5 minutes. I would have had that maybe 2 minutes maximum. So unfortunate to get that note, and only a 9 rating for that segment. So yeah, I mean, it probably wouldn't have been that much better, because we can see that segments rated on guys' overnesses don't always do a good job. But a little bit disappointed to see that get that negative red note, because it has been a pretty good show so far. No Way Jose then dances to the ring just to break up things between matches. Dances to the back when Eric Young comes out and drops him from out of nowhere. Blindsiding No Way Jose, probably sets up a singles match. Just a complete filler throwaway segment to get everybody on the card. There was nobody on the roster not used tonight, and I thought just stick these two in just to get the complete set kind of thing. Match number 5 is a tag team match, another tag team match. We're very, very tag team heavy on this tour. It says that Madison Eagles and Deonna don't work well together, but they do pick up the win. Summer Rae, the obvious weak link, maybe not in, she's only slightly below Deonna Purrazzo, but I think realistically, in terms of in-ring work, she is definitely the least experienced and probably the weak link, and she is the one pinned by Madison Eagles with a Heaven Sent in a decent okay match, but that is just continuing to build the Tenille Madison Eagles storyline. Tenille, absolutely furious, throws a tantrum at the result of that match. She blames Summer Rae, but she wants Madison Eagles one-on-one, because if that was the case, that would never have happened. She wouldn't have lost to Madison Eagles, and she vows to defeat her at the next event. We get a backstage segment showing on the big screen, and obviously to the viewer at home, Ethan Carter is debating with Kurt Angle. He wants a 7th man in that match tonight. There's no reason why Kurt can't make the concession and allow there to be another competitor in the match, especially considering 7-way singles matches are now possible in TEW, although he doesn't say that. Kurt Angle says no, there's no chance. Ethan Carter is not having somebody. That is not how you win a title. If Ethan Carter can't compete, he can't be the champion. As Kurt Angle walks off, Ethan turns to his trusted associate Rockstar Spud and tells him that it is time for Plan B. So Ethan Carter, unusually for him, not doing well with that script, but the other two did a good job, gaining heat to the storyline, and another good segment. We've been more heavy on the promos and angles tonight, so again I'm hoping that the percentage of angles rating will have more of a weight in, and again, that can only be a good thing for the final rating. We then get that main event. Probably the first thing to note is that I'm an idiot for not putting the title on the line. Why build a whole show just to forget to put the title on the line? Nonetheless, Ryback does win the match, and he does win the title. I'm just going to go into the title after I've booked the show and set him as the champion. It'll be annoying not to have it in the history, but Rusev is pretty much a shoo-in to win the match. He's overcome all the odds and is climbing up the ladder when Rockstar Spud comes out from the back. Of course, this is the Plan B that Ethan Carter was referring to. Rusev was sort of head and shoulders above everybody else in the ring, as it says in the note actually. Quite a few green notes there. Couple of bad ones. Apparently a ladder match isn't good for this type of audience. So again, there's issues with the product, because as far as I'm aware, a WWE fan base would love a ladder match, and a 6-way ladder match such as Money in the Bank matches always come across well. But as like I said, Rusev is at the top of the ladder. He gets pushed off by Rockstar Spud, and Ryback is the one to benefit from this and becomes, although not in game, the Hero of Australia champion. He celebrates after the match, and Kurt and Mick Foley aren't really happy about how this has gone. They cut a promo and say that Ryback is the first champion and well done to him, but they're still a little bit upset that Rockstar Spud, seemingly through a pure act of sabotage, has come in and pushed Rusev off the ladder, because seemingly nothing to gain. That's what we think, because when Ryback receives the title, Ethan Carter comes out. This is a very good end rating segment. All three of them improvising well, although Ryback did let it down. But the key piece of information that we get at the end of this show is a smile on the face of Ethan Carter, a smile on the face of Ryback, and an embrace between the two men. Ethan Carter said that he will be leaving with the championship tonight, and as the show goes off the air, he has one side of it, Ryback has the other, and together they lift that title. So it is a heel turn for Ryback. I don't have face heel divide on, so it's not going to be an issue in terms of having a poor turn, but also it's not going to be something that I'm going to have to trigger in the game. But the point is, after another disappointing show, another lack of storylines. Kurt Hawkins used too much, losing with popularity. That Ryback and Ethan Carter are now together, now working together. I'm not going to praise anybody because this is a very heel-heavy roster, I'd say, at the minute, so we're going to have to build up the faces a bit more. But as it stands, Ethan Carter does get his hands on the Hero of Australia Championship, although as far as the fans are concerned, he is no hero. Pretty good for it, yep, same old, same old. Lack of big names, let me guess, yep. Further falling viewing figures. When things aren't going for you, things aren't going for you. And to make such a stupid mistake of this, how do you alter champion? The current champion is now Ryback, replace and save. So we've got the champion in place. A little bit of a strange way to do it after ballsing up during the show. But there is going to be all the reaction to that, of course. Rusev isn't going to be happy. Kurt Angle and Mick Foley aren't happy. Nobody's happy. But Ryback is a heel. He's aligned with Ethan Carter. And for the last 2 shows of the tour, instead of having Ethan Carter back like I'd hoped, we're going to basically put Ryback in his position by proxy, and you would think we are leading to a heel Ryback v Rusev match in the 8th show. What will happen on the 7th show? Yeah, we'll find out, won't we?